Welcome to the Pair Affair today. And today's topic is unnecessary doubts. Let's jump right into our story. Let's not waste any time. A boy and girl were playing together. The boy had collected a beautiful set of marbles. The girl had some candies with her. The boy offered to give her all his marbles in exchange for all her candies. The girl agreed. The boy gave all the marbles to the girl, but secretly kept the biggest and most beautiful marble for himself. The girl gave him all her candies as she promised. That night, the girl slept peacefully, but the boy couldn't sleep as he kept wondering if the girl had hidden some of his most tasty candies from him the way he had hidden his best marbles. Have we ever done that before? Where we promised somebody something, but we really didn't give them everything that we wanted to give? And it always comes down to trust. Sometimes we trust people and we give them 100%. And then if someone gives us another thing that we really don't understand, we kind of hold back a little bit. And as I looked at this article, I looked at this story today, it went to some of the relationships that we all go through. We all go through. We kind of know in the beginning if this relationship is worth giving 100% or should we give 50%? Or is this no percent whatsoever? I know that a lot of times when you make decisions, if you make the right decision, you have a clear conscience about everything. Your mind is clear. But if you didn't make a good decision, something is going to bother you and keep bothering you over and over again. These are some things that are still confusing to me about this story. How the boy had these marbles and he gave them to the girls for the candies. And in the back of his mind, he says, wow, I tricked her. I wonder if she tricked me. Where did he learn this skill from? Where did he understand that it's okay to do that? Makes me wonder sometimes where people pick these habits up at. I don't know. But as we talk and we get more and more into our story, some things that are also confusing me. Why do you just give half the marbles to her for half the candies? Why do you have to give all his marbles away? Also, what was the relationship between these two? Were they brothers and sisters, friends? I don't know. Why does he want to always trick someone? Some things are confusing to me. Some things I did agree with is I noticed they said the girl slept peacefully that night. There was nothing on her conscience. She wasn't trying to trick anyone. She wasn't trying to give anybody doubts that she got over on someone. Have you ever met someone who's constantly you just feel uneasy about because you know they are trying to get over on you? It's something in your body that senses when that person comes to you that you kind of can tell that they are up to something. It's something that's in your body that a lot of times, for example, a couple weeks ago, I went and I was looking at a new car, and one of the salesmen approached me, and he had that look on his face, and you could tell by the vibe that he was giving off. He was trying to get one over on me, trying to get one over on me. So I politely listened to his speech and his whatever his spiel. Then I already knew I wasn't going to buy the car. And then after I told him, no, I'm not interested. I'm keep looking around. They always want your phone number. They want you to contact them and they want to kind of bother you and whatnot. And they're always trying to push, well, if you don't like this deal, I got a better one for you. And I said, no, 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 not really interested. And eventually I just walked away. It's not because it was a good deal. It just didn't feel easy about the person pushing something on me. Someone shouldn't have to push items on you. Either you're going to buy it or you're not going to buy it. And I knew if I'd have bought that car, I wouldn't feel easy about it. I'd have felt like he would have got over on me because it was kind of overpriced. Car was overpriced. Really wasn't worth what he was offering me. Saw it at a cheaper price, but you kind of pay for what you get. I've made decisions where I thought I was getting the better, I thought I was getting over on the person, but I really wasn't. And I've learned throughout these years, you kind of pay for what you get. Yesterday, I went to a local hardware store and I had to buy a garbage disposal. A garbage disposal went out. It was jammed up. Didn't feel like dealing with it. It was time for a new one anyway. So I went and I purchased kind of the similar brand, a little bit higher end, and I installed it, and it still made a loud sound that wasn't really what I thought it would be. So I unhooked it, took it right back. When I was standing in line, there was like three or four guys, or three or four people, not guys. There were three or four people that were telling me, "Oh yeah, this garbage disposal is just giving me the blues too." And it's the same model that I was returning, the other people were returning too. And my wife and I, we just laughed at each other. We said, "Oh, that's a sign right there." So we went in the back, looked at him again, and said, "Let's not even purchase this one." So we got a different model. Cost a little bit, a lot more, but we didn't feel like the hardware company was trying to get over on us, trying to just give us whatever. So sometimes you pay for what you get. And I felt good installing it. I turned it on, it worked great. And I told myself, now you feel good about the decision you made. Don't always think that the cheaper brand is going to be the best brand for you because you're trying to get over on them instead of just paying the people what they want for that garbage disposal. Move on with your life. And a lot of times in relationships, this is one of the most crucial things that people have is trust. And this I see this all the time is relationships will crumble because the person doesn't trust them. The person will say one thing and be hiding another thing. And then once that trust is broken, it can never be repaired again. I remember this one time I heard this couple, they were going along fine and everything was going great. And then something happened where some financial obligations had to be met. And the guy was asking his wife, "Hey, we need to pay for our taxes." And she's like, "Well, I don't have any money. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I don't have any money." And the guy finally he scrounged the money up somehow. He worked some extra hours, did some extra stuff, and then he was came home one day, and the mail was on the table, and both their names were on the table. They had these joint accounts, and he opened the mail up and said, I never opened this up. Let me open it up and see what's going on because we don't have any money, so I don't expect to see anything in here." He opened it up, and the taxes that he had to pay in that account, it wasn't just the amount that he had to pay, it was four times the amount of the money that was needed to pay for the taxes in that account. And after that, that person always had doubts in his head about is his wife, is she what is she doing with that money? Why does she have so much money? And why didn't she trust him during that time? And I looked at it this way. I said, well, maybe she was trying to save it up for a rainy day. Maybe she didn't trust him. Maybe he blew some money some other places. I don't know. But during that time, I can imagine his trust for her must have left. But we don't know. We don't know. Another thing, as we continue to talk about this story, one thing I do agree with is when you do something, you do it with all your heart. You don't do it because you have some other hidden motives behind you. I notice sometimes when I go to work and I give 100%, when I give 100% every day, when I walk to my car, I feel great. I can, like I said, I can go home and sleep and say, I worked hard today. I gave it 100%. I gave it 100%. And that's what it's all about is giving 100% so that you can have a good, clear conscience about the things that you are doing. Just recently, I was outside and I was thinking to myself, trying to figure out a better way to produce things, find a better way to get things done. And my mind was telling me, take shortcuts, take shortcuts. Nobody will know. But then my conscience says, oh yeah, we'll know. The people will know if you're taking shortcuts and producing this because you didn't take the time to produce it the right way. And I said, if you want to produce good content, you got to do it the right way. You can't fake it. You got to do it the right way. And a lot of us want to produce a lot of content, but we have to do it the right way. And it takes time. And I was recently just talking to myself about this. And I said, you have the gift to do it, but you got to have faith in yourself. You got to trust yourself. And as you continue to produce and you got to have trust in certain the equipment that you have bought. And so you bought really good equipment, but you got to trust it. It's going to make your job a lot easier here. It's going to make the podcast a lot better because you spent money on it and it's okay. You don't want to be spending money on equipment and then you thinking that you're getting over on someone and the equipment's not that good anyway. And I was thinking to myself about this story is the little boy who got the candy. I wonder how the candy tastes. Was the candy stale? Was it good candy? I don't know. Because sometimes when you get over, karma will get you. Karma will get you. Because you are trying to get over on people. And you just don't need to, you need to just take your time. Do it the right way. I see a lot of people always trying to take shortcuts. Just do it the right way. One of my favorite teams, they're struggling right now. And the reason why they're struggling is they weren't patient enough. They didn't trust in what they had. They try to do things the quick and easy way, the quick and easy fixes. Instead of just staying with their plan, trusting the people they had, and going from there, they've been a lot better off. But when you're always trying to trick people and do stuff to people, things are going to backfire on you. Always going to backfire on you. Well, I hope you enjoyed our story today on the Pair Affair today. It was a very interesting topic, talking about trust and how we treat people and how our conscience can get the best of us if we don't do the right thing for certain people. And we want to thank you again for all the wonderful comments that you're sending our way and all the things that you're doing for our show. We're expanding each and every day. We're putting more things online. It's always an interesting experience to hear good comments about the podcast. And we'll continue to grow and get bigger and better. And we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.